为什么在2003年年底的狂牛症，那么美国自己本身的农业部，它是全世界最重要的牛肉的出口国。美国的农业部、美国的卫生署，按照我们对于美国在国际上的地位，它不应该当它运用全球这么大的外交影响力，在推销美国牛肉的时候，让狂牛症再次的爆发。但是经过从2003年12月到现在为止，整整将近8年半，美国不幸的又在爆发了第4起的狂牛症。那么主要的原因是什么呢？第一个原因是美国饲养牛的方法出了问题。美国饲养牛，它是完全的只为了一个非常不人道的，我不是说对杀牛要人道，就说它原来是完全改变一个牛应该有的生产方式。我们刚刚看到关于美牛在爆发了狂牛症的时候，访问美国当地的消费者，一个非常有环保观念，就说我们只买吃草的牛肉，意思就是说吃草的牛肉是不会得狂牛症的。那么从过去加拿大到美国到英国出现狂牛症的这些牛都不是吃草，都吃玉米。为什么？因为吃玉米的牛肉比较香，所以大家都爱吃美国牛，因为这是吃玉米的牛肉，所以这个美国牛呢，它特别的香味，消费者特别的喜欢。可是另外一种情况呢，它为了加强它的骨骼、它的各种肉质的生长，它会加一种叫做牛骨粉。这种牛骨粉在饲养的过程当中，它的变相意思是什么？就人吃人骨的粉，就牛变成自己吃牛，所以就爆发了所谓的狂牛症。那么整体呢，现在由于美国基本上是由玉米饲养牛肉，它改变了原来在自然生态里头牛肉是吃草的。虽然它的牛很好吃，可是就有非常非常多的后遗症。刚才我们看到大家怀疑美国农业部有能力 monitor 监控这件事情，因为美国现在饲养牛根本就集中在几家大的食品公司，而这几家大的食品公司，它对于整体的检验来讲，它没有能力一次检验那么多只的牛，所以大家觉得会有很严重的漏网之鱼。再加上这些食品公司在美国拥有非常可怕的影响力，所以才会美牛，从日本到韩国到台湾，无意不在每一个国家里头爆发重大的冲突，因为美牛在美国国会里头的游说力实在是太强了。有一个纪录片叫《美国的代价》，文茜世界周报曾经在前一阵子为大家播出，特别其中有一段是关于牛肉的部分。当美国狂牛症在爆发的时刻，我们特别为大家播出《美国的代价》里头关于美牛饲养的过程。
Corn has conquered the world in a lot of ways. I mean, it is a remarkable plant. 100 years ago, a farmer in America could grow maybe 20 bushels of corn on an acre. Today, 200 bushels is no problem.
In the United States today, 30% of our land base is being planted to corn. That's largely driven by government policy. The reason our government's promoting corn is the Cargills, the ADMs, Tyson, Smithfield, they have an interest in purchasing corn below cost of production. They use that interest and that extensive amount of money they have to lobby Congress to give us the kind of farm bills we now have. We produced a lot of corn, and they came up with uses for it.
Corn is a great raw material. You get that big fat. Plus, you can feed it to animals.
Corn is the main component in feed ingredients, whether it's chicken, hogs, cattle, you name it.
The fact that we had so much cheap corn really allowed us to drive down the price of meat. I mean, the average American is eating over 200 pounds of meat per person per year, and that wouldn't be possible had we not fed them this diet of cheap grain. Cows are not designed by evolution to eat corn. They're designed by evolution to eat grass. And the only reason we feed them corn is because corn is really cheap and corn makes them fat quickly.
There's microorganisms, bacteria in the rumen, millions of them. The animals evolved on consuming grass. There's some research that indicates that the high corn diet results in E. coli that are acid resistant. And these would be the more harmful E. coli.
So you feed corn to cattle. And E. coli, which is a very common bug, evolves, and a certain mutation occurs. And a strain called E. coli 0157H7 appears on the world stage. The animals stand ankle deep in their manure all day long, so that if one cow has it, the other cows will get it. When they get to the slaughterhouse, their hides are caked with manure. And if the slaughterhouse is slaughtering 400 animals an hour, how do you keep that manure from getting onto those carcasses?
A fast food nightmare may be getting worse. A 2-year-old child died today in Seattle, and the killer, tainted meat from Jack in the Box hamburgers.
A nationwide recall today for more than 140 tons.
In July 2001, our family took a vacation. Had we known what was in store for us, we would have never gone home. We ended up eating 3 hamburgers before he got sick. To watch this beautiful child go from being perfectly healthy to dead in 12 days, it was just unbelievable that this could happen from eating food. What was even kind of adding more insult to injury, it took us almost 2 or 3 years and hiring a private attorney to actually find out that we matched a meat recall. On August 1st, my son was already in the hospital. They did an E. coli test at the plant that was positive.
In the 1970s, there were literally thousands of slaughterhouses in the United States. And today we have 13 slaughterhouses that process the majority of beef that is sold in the United States. The hamburger of today, it has pieces of thousands of different cattle ground up in that one hamburger patty. The odds increase exponentially that one of those animals was carrying a dangerous pathogen.
The industry's approach is, when it has a systematic problem like that, is not to go back and see what's wrong with the system. It's to come up with some high-tech fixes that allow the system to survive.
Food safety standpoint, we think we're ahead of everybody. We think we can lessen the incidence of E. coli 0157H7. I just started working with ammonia and ammonia hydroxide. Ammonia kills bacteria, so it became a processing tool. This is our finished product.
Is your meat in most of the hamburgers in the country?
70%. In 5 years, we think we'll be in 100%.
Can you tell me how you've changed how you eat?
Yeah, you probably have to talk to an attorney before you would put this in there.
Well, you can say this is, we've stopped,
I know, but I could have the meat and poultry industry coming after me, and I really...
We have a lot of questions about this mad cow disease.
If you recall the case where Oprah was sued by the meat industry for something she said on her show.
It has just stopped me cold from eating another burger.
We have had a food system that's been dedicated to the single virtue of efficiency. So we grow a very small number of crops, a very small number of varieties, a very small number of companies. And even though you achieve efficiencies, the system gets more and more precarious. You will have a breakdown eventually. And where the breakdown comes in this system, we don't always know.
Downer cows, too ill or lame to walk, being brutalized to get them to their feet for a slaughter.
Millions of gallons of concentrated hog manure, flushing their contents downriver.
The government's food czar reported that there are no tools in place to track the origin of the latest salmonella outbreak.
Every time one of these stories comes out, America learns a little bit more, what's going on in the kitchen, where their food is being prepared. And every time they turn away in revulsion and start looking for alternatives.
When we run an item past the supermarket scanner, we're voting for local or not, organic or not.
People think these companies are so big and so powerful, how are we ever going to change things? But look at the tobacco industry. It had huge control over public policy, and that control was broken.
I can't change the fact that Kevin's dead. I don't need it from other people. What I need them to do is listen and help me effect a change.
People have got to start demanding good, wholesome food of us, and we'll deliver, I promise you. We're very ingenious people. We'll deliver.